Yes, I'm back. Married at First Sight UK, Episode 8, Part 1. Whew, that was a dinner party. We all saw how that ended last night. What a bloody mess. Yes, I swore. A bloody mess. Nikita left the building. Now she's back in front of the committee, stating her case. Well, she didn't really get a chance to state her case, did she really? She'd already breached the contract. Yes, we saw that. She breached the contract with her foul behaviour and her aggressiveness on camera. So, as you saw, Nikita will no longer be going any further in this process. But you know what I didn't like? I didn't like that Ant had to go with her. Even though he did put leave, but really he had no choice. His hands were tied. His partner, so-called Nikita, his wife, she spoilt the whole thing for him. What a bloody mess. Ant having to leave was so unfair. So unfair. Because of her. That's not his fault. That's their fault for picking her to be his wife. That's their fault. Ugh. What a bloody mess. And I do recall Ant saying that it was inevitable that he would have to leave and that he's not blaming anybody for how things have worked out. Him and Nikita were just not compatible. Excuse me? No, I blame somebody. I do. Matchmakers, it's your fault. You put that crazy banshee with this nice guy here. You bought that crazy banshee to match with this guy over here. It is your fault. And then Nikita starts talking about her emotions. We've all got emotions. You have a habit of letting yours flare. You don't know how to control your emotions. You can't talk on a level that everybody else can. You have to be the loudest person, the brashest person out there, the biggest gob. No one wants to hear you when your gob is so big. Talk on a level. Talk on a level and you'll be heard. But with that attitude, no, darling, you're not going to get far with that. So you saying sorry to the panel and to the other friends that you've made means nothing. Because tomorrow you're going to go back and do the same thing all over again. So I don't accept your apology. So it ended with Ant and Nikita saying goodbye to the rest of their friends and exiting the show. The next couple in the hot seat were Taya and Adam. Oh, they are very much loved up. Eyes twinkling, face glowing. There's not much I can say about these two at the moment. It is very much a whirlwind. I don't want to say anything bad just yet. I've got my fingers crossed that all goes well. They seem very natural with each other. My only but is, are they moving too fast? Especially when I mention about her moving in with him. Oh, this is going to be a tester. This is where the real test comes, is living under the same roof and how you compromise and how you deal with arguments and the little habits that you may have that she may not like or he may not like. Sorry, another but I do have is because this is his first time in any type of relationship. He's been single for 6-7 years. Not that he's been celibate for 6-7 years. Let's put that straight. He's been single for 6-7 years. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a worry because he's never had a relationship. So does he know what he's doing in one? That'd be interesting to find out. As I mentioned, we're going to have to wait and see how they get on living under the same roof for so many weeks. But besides that, yeah, we're going to see. So again, fingers crossed. The next couple in the hot seat were Amy and Josh. These two, as I said, I'm still not convinced. I'm still looking at Josh as this player. I don't think he's ready. He really isn't. He's only 26. My girl is 34. They are both in two different places. He's not ready to settle down and have a family and all the rest of it that she's looking for. Not at all. And when you see them sitting in front of the committee, the matchmakers, sorry. When you see him sitting in front of them, his hands are in front of him. He doesn't touch her. He doesn't show any affection towards her. I don't see that. Throughout this process, I haven't seen him be very much a touchy-feely around her. And when she mentioned about the way she has been with past partners, where she normally dives in with her affections and they give her the affection back and then they back off a month or so later. But he's done the opposite. As in, he hasn't shown that side of him until slightly later on as they're going into the process. She's starting to see a more affectionate side of him. But that to me, again, the affection side is because you're pulling back. He's looking for the sex. So he's going to come towards you for that. It's not really that he really wants to be affectionate. As I said, his mind is one way. If the sex is good, the relationship's good. That's how he sees it. He's not into the emotions. He's not ready for the emotions. He's very guarded. If you see how he looks, he's just very blank stares when he's talking to the matchmakers. His face is very much like, in a way, like a deer in headlights. As in to say, do I really want to do this? Am I really ready for this? He's still got that scared look on his face. He's not ready. She's ready. He's not ready. Again, when he was sitting in front of the matchmakers, did you not notice how much he was licking his lips? He looked like he had a dry mouth. My man is not ready. He's scared. He's not really ready for commitment. He really still wants that player lifestyle. He doesn't want to do the serious work that goes into a marriage, even though he says he's ready for marriage. And did you notice when both of them went back to their seats, Josh turned around and made a quick dig at her, as in to say, oh, so now I'm going to have to fulfill your neediness. Oh, here comes that word needy again. No, Josh. No. You haven't got a clue what you're doing. It's not about neediness on her part. It's your part. What role you play. As I said, you are not ready for a relationship. You are that guy. Hit it and quit it. I'm hoping that he's not going to string her along. Don't string her along. You're wasting her time. You are wasting her time. You should have put leave. That's what you should have done. So as you can tell, I have my reservations. On to Morag and Luke. When they were called up and sat down on the sofa, I noticed with Morag, she was looking already nervous. When she complimented the matchmaker on her shoes, I thought, you're deflecting. Her nerves were kicking in. So that was a slight deflection there. But then the matchmaker brought the conversation back. Their counselling was just painful to watch. She started off talking about his image. Be all and end all of this conversation was about his image. She's not sexually attracted to him because of his image. She likes him on the inside, but his exterior doesn't do it for her. She mentioned at the beginning on their wedding night and him doing all the romantic stuff, taking her pins out of her hair and all the rest of it, went to bed. She woke up, he was already dressed. That is a turn off already. But then she went on to say, that what he was wearing was what turned her off. I thought, oh, that's what you meant. At that moment, she lost her, what's the word she used? Oomph. Yeah. She was no longer sexually attracted to him. That had fizzled. Again, we come back to his image. Oh, this girl. Oh, I don't know. And in reply to that, he mentioned that on many occasions, Morag has stipulated that she doesn't find him sexually attractive. But he's still pushing, hoping to change her mindset in regards to his image. Oh, it's just not at the top of his agenda. He also mentioned about his past relationship having an effect on him, that it was all about changing his mindset, mending his mindset, and image just went out the window. Like I said again, not at the top of his agenda. I understand him completely. But whether Morag can get past that, I still don't know. And then there's another point where the matchmaker made a point about the sexual intimacy that they have, whether there is any. And unfortunately, there isn't. He doesn't instigate enough for her. She wants Mr. He-Man. Oh, that reminds me. There was a cartoon back in the 80s and 90s. Back in the day, yeah. Back in my teenage years. Yes, I'm that old. This He-Man was very much like the Superman of today. Very muscly, tall, rugby-like, which is what she likes. She wants that person to throw around the room. Yeah, walk around butt naked. She wants that character. She wants that person. And Luke, unfortunately, is not that. The matchmaker made a point about she likes the toxic masculinity. But looking at Luke is the total opposite to image. But he is a man. And she mentioned about he wasn't man enough. But then the matchmaker did correct her by saying that her image of a masculine man is misconstrued. So that's a hard pill to swallow. And a hard point to get past for her. Luke is a man in regards to he does what he says he's going to do as a man. He looks after her. He's gentle with her. All that she would desire from a He-Man. Just minus the muscles. There was just so much to talk about with these two. In conclusion, she needs to make more effort to giving compliments when he's doing something right. Because I know he does it for her 24/7. Compliments her all the time. Because he likes her. But he needs to see it reciprocated. And also, when it comes to them talking, they need to talk more deeply. Because they're not talking about the real issues that are going on. Because the longer you string this out, the worse it's going to get. We need to get to the nitty gritty. If it's not going to work, put my man out of his misery. Because the longer you keep him in this, the harder he's going to fall. And also, she needs to be the instigator sexually. Because as far as he's concerned, you don't find him attractive. So he's not going to instigate that side of things. If you want something more sexually, then you're going to have to instigate that. And then believe me, he will reciprocate. That's what I make of it. So I'm going to leave it here and come back with part 2. So if you like what you've heard, please like, comment and subscribe. Till next time.